Today, we are going to study about role of women in liberal movements. So after Vienna Congress in 1815, once again, monarchical form of government came into power in various countries of Europe. And as the monarchical forms of government were in power, the liberal movements became very strong against the monarchical form of government. They want to put an end to monarchical form of government and wanted to set up another form of government, democracy, republic, etc. Now, what is the role of women in all these liberal movements? That is what we are going to learn today. The issue of extending political rights to women was a controversial one within the liberal movement in which large number of women had participated actively over years. So since from the days of French Revolution, women were actively participating in various liberal movements, various freedom movements. But still, they did not get the right to vote or right to stand in elections, etc. They did not get any kind of political rights. Political rights are those rights in which you are getting the right to stand in election, to get representation in parliament, voting right, etc. So those rights are known as political rights. Women did not get any kind of political rights over the years. Since from the days of French Revolution, they were trying, but still they did not get. Women had formed their own political associations, founded newspapers, and taken part in public meetings and demonstrations. Actively, they participated in making political associations, in making political parties. They found new newspapers, they attended various political meetings, they organized political meetings, they conducted demonstrations, protests, hartal, etc. But still, they did not get any kind of representation anywhere. Despite this, they were denied suffrage rights. So even though they actively participated in all these activities, they did not get a right to vote during the election of assembly. That is, during the election of parliament. When the Frankfurt Parliament convened in the Church of St. Paul, women were admitted only as observers to stand in the visitors' gallery. So one example is given here. When the people of Germany wanted to make a nation state, when they assembled at St. Paul's Church, men entered the church, they were sitting, they were discussing about making the constitution, making the parliament, but women did not get any role in those discussions, and they were admitted only as observers. They were standing in visitors gallery, they were only observers. Now, next area we are going to study about the reaction of conservative regimes. That is how the monarchical form of government reacted to the liberal movements after 1848. Okay, after Vienna Congress, once again monarchical form of government came. They were ruling various countries of Europe, and how liberal movements were becoming very strong day by day, and how conservative regimes or monarchs reacted to these liberal movements. Though conservative forces were able to suppress liberal movements in 1848, they could not restore the old order. So they were all, even though they were conservatives, they were very strict, they were following a dictatorial form of government, but they were not restoring the old order, or all kind of rule they did not bring back. They were ready for changes, they became ready for changes. And also they were not able to suppress or repress the liberal movements completely. They were not in a position to suppress the nationalist movement within the country. People wanted to create nations. People wanted separatism, or they wanted to create separate nations on the basis of their identity, on the basis of language, on the basis of culture, on the basis of ethnicity. They wanted to create nation state. Common elements, on the basis of common element, they wanted to make separate nation, not like a big empire. So they were not in a position to consolidate the power. Monarchs were not able to consolidate their power. They were beginning to realize that, they understood that the cycles of revolution and repression could be ended by granting concession to the liberal nationalist revolutionaries. Now monarchs understood that if we suppress them, if we repress them, nothing can be happened, only our future will be in danger. better to give them certain concession to avoid revolution, to avoid repression. So they were ready for changes and they were giving concession to the countrymen. Hence, in the years after 1848, the autocratic monarchies of Central and Eastern Europe began to introduce the changes that had already taken place in Western Europe before 1850. So in Western European countries, a lot of changes were taking place even before 1815, like in France and all. So in Central and Eastern European countries, they were also ready to bring certain changes in their countries. Okay. So as part of changes, what did they do? They abolished the serfdom. Now, what do you mean by serfdom? Serfdom means it's a feudal system. An agricultural laborer who had to work on a particular estate and was not allowed to live. That is, once you accept a person as a landlord, then you have to work in that particular estate for the rest of your life. If they are giving you salary, well and good enough. Otherwise, you will have to work sometimes without salary, and also that is that is a serfdom. It's a part of feudalism. And what do you mean by bonded labor? Bonded labor means like slavery only, oppressive form of forced labor. You are signing a bond and you are doing the labor for your landlord. Okay. So both serfdom and bonded labor were abolished in the Habsburg dominions and in Russia, Austria, Hungary and Russia. It was abolished. So serfdom is a practice of feudalism where the serfs or the agricultural laborers forcefully had to work under landlord and they had to live in an estate. Okay, in a confined space they had to live. The Habsburg rulers granted more autonomy, that is more freedom, to the Hungarians in 1867. Habsburg rulers were ready to give some kind of freedom to the Hungarians in 1867. So these were the two portions we learned today. Role of women in liberal movements of Europe and how conservative regimes reacted to these liberal movements. So both of this can be asked in board exams. Okay, what is the role of women in liberal movements and how the conservative regimes reacted to the liberal movements after 1848. Hopefully you understood. Thank you.